Hey, welcome back everybody. Old School with you here, and we're just going to be messing around a little bit with some of the new DLC. And there's a lot of names on the in-game roster that I either have no knowledge of whatsoever, and I think one of the guys has already been dropped. But I'm so out of touch with the current day product because I find it generally unwatchable. Although I will say a big part of the NXT takeover show I did enjoy a bit. It was the last half I really didn't care about at all. And by last half, I'm at the last two matches, so. Aaron, how are you, my friend? So today we're just going to kind of bang around with some of these guys in here again. I'm going to get a look at them and see what I can do. You may have seen the video I posted earlier about the upcoming promotion that I'm going to tinker with called Rise, which I feel bad afterwards. I get it all set up, make a nice little ring and things like that, and find out there is actually a Rise Wrestling out there. It's like, well, who knew? So it's not going to be anything to do with that Rise, because that Rise actually stands for something, like each letter does, and I forget what. Okay, Randy, what's the question, man? So we're just going to jump right in here and let's see, we'll do a one-on-one. Nothing crazy, I just want to get a look at some of these guys and see what they do and how that can work. And I'll let you guys take a look at the arena I'm going to be running. I want to create a logo for it. I haven't done that part yet. What happened? There we go. Fast. Let's go normal. And whoops. So I've already taken a peek at the new DLC stuff, but we'll put them up there anyway. Thank you, Morgan. Appreciate it, and I enjoy it myself. That's the stuff. I didn't get to watch a lot of WCCW until it hit ESPN, and even then, that wasn't something I watched a lot of. But I know a lot of great names came out of it, so trying to get into it a little bit more on the network. I just haven't been doing so much of this stuff between building the season up and actually running the shows and things like that, where I haven't had all that much time to do it. So I became a big Aleister Black fan after TakeOver, which was the first time I really saw him in a match. And happy to say that after playing through it a little bit, he's pretty well represented in this game. Always liked Drew McIntyre. I have absolutely no use for Elias. None. I think the guy is about as boring as wet paint. There is nothing about this guy that I remotely care about. Thought Lars did well first time I ever saw him in his match against Ono / Hero, but I don't know if they thought that highly of him when they were making the game, because he's got like a 79. I'm like, well, damn, some of the girls got a better number than him. So he's supposed to be this unstoppable force, but he's a 79. I'm gonna hold off a little bit before I change his numbers or settings. So if you use an entrance theme, say Eye of the Tiger for Hogan in your broadcast, do you think YouTube would pull it, or would it be okay? I can, and I've thought about it, because bottom line is this, like right now the music you hear in the background, it's not a direct feed. It's ambient music. It's playing in the background because I have the speaker in an open position. If I were playing any other game, I would have my external speakers off and it would all go through my headset. This way the person watching the stream would be hearing the same thing I'm hearing. Well, as we all know, if I do that with this game, it'll block the music feed for copyright and you won't hear anything, and it's just dead and it sounds horrible that way. So I can do that, and I've been thinking strongly about what kind of a setup I could put together. I've got all kinds of sound equipment, but it's all big and, you know, clunky and not convenient at all. But I might, at some point in time, just get into some very simple, I don't know, MP3 player or something like that. And a couple of decent speakers that aren't too big, and just something you can easily, Bluetooth to them or something like that. So keep an eye out. I'm definitely thinking of that. Yeah, Lars does have a good theme. The Four Horsemen faction? What? What do you mean, am I going to join it? I don't get you there. What you mean? Am I going to rebuild? Why would I rebuild it? There's Four Horsemen. If it ain't broke, why fix it, man? Lars would make a great territory. Yeah, so, Morgan, good point, and that's what I'm saying. As I'm going through these names of guys that either I do know, like Bobby Roode, or ones that I'm not as familiar with, Lars and a few others, that's what I said. It would be a really good, strong territory, and that's when I came up with this idea for Rise. At the same point in time, really, Rise, to me, is going to... Imagine this, if you would. Somehow I win the lottery, and I buy the WWE and walk in tomorrow. Rise is what would happen to the WWE. It would stay WWE, it would stay, SmackDown and Raw. The name Rise would never exist. But it would go straight to one roster. There wouldn't be any more split rosters. A lot of people would get cut, which is a good thing, because you see Cody Rhodes is making it work. So get out there and start building up local territories again. They need to. You keep NXT by all means, because you're going to want... But here's the thing. Nobody in upper management seems to get a fucking clue over there. Why is NXT so much more popular than Raw and SmackDown? Because it's fresh. You don't get the same feud recycled every year and a half. Because every year and a half, all your talent moves up to the main roster. And you bring in new faces, and it's all fresh. They also have a lot more ability to experiment and take chances with characters and things that they don't give you on the main roster. It doesn't violate copyright. How do I say this? There's different copyright rules that apply. It's the same logic that Paul Heyman used. If you ever watched, I forget which documentary on ECW it was, but he talked about the fact where somebody was asking him, I think it was Chris Jericho, maybe on a podcast, and Jericho asked him, it's like, man, you had the soundtrack, the greatest soundtrack in wrestling history with ECW, and you had like this budget of no money. How did you get the rights to that stuff? He said, I did. We never directly fed the music into our broadcast. It was just ambient music playing in the background. So is there some level of copyright? Yeah. And they could probably monetize. See, here's one of the reasons I never monetize my videos, is because then if anything is ever flagged copyright and they can prove it's copyright, which the damn video game is copyright. Come on. Every video game is copyright. Yet all these guys out there monetizing videos making money, but I don't, I mean, be that one guy that they crack down on, make an example of, and I'm going to get friggin' fined up the wazoo for $1 million that I ain't got. So that's one of the reasons why I never monetize my videos. If YouTube wants to pull it, pull it. They shut me down years and years ago, but they were a lot more stringent back then, and now they've loosened the reins. Alright, let's see. We'll go with Lars here since I'm sitting on him and we're talking about him. Like this guy here, Shane Thorne. I don't know shit about him. I know he's part of a tag team. But, again, and his buddy over here, I don't know who that is either. No idea who these guys are. But we're gonna find out. Yeah, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Did Shelton Benjamin come back to the main roster? Yes or no? Because I didn't see him at all involved in Survivor Series, which I would think he would have been. Well, Busy, did you upload them to the where people could download them in the community? What, and if you did, what are the tags? He's on SmackDown, but he wasn't on Survivor Series. Wow, whose Cheerios did he piss in? So Rise Wrestling is going to take place in California. So we've got probably about 8 cities in California. And with that in mind, I may see about doing some stage decorating and think about, well, that's interesting. I literally have not seen this guy until right now. What is that he's carrying in his mouth and now in his hand? Is that a flag or... If it's a t-shirt, I'm going to start just cringing that he's not wearing a damn t-shirt. Team 61, that's their tag team name, and yes, he did. Oh, there it is on his ass, Team 61. Any idea what Team 61 means? Alright, so everybody, you can check out the Shelton Benjamin by going and searching for Shelton Benjamin and WWE hashtags. And it'll be Busy Plays. Maybe after this match we'll go check him out. Team 61. Good thing they didn't go with Team 69, man. Otherwise, people will be talking about that team. I'm not. It's a simulated match. Like I said, I just want to see these guys and get a feel for them. Again, I got to look at Lars last weekend for the first time. But the game, man, they gave him some low-ass numbers. It used to be PMDK in Japan as the Mighty Don't Kneel. Oh, the Mighty Don't Kneel. See, I can actually get behind that. What's Team 61 supposed to represent? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Busy. It's like for this brute force of strength. So my first impression of the guy was, oh, it looks like Ryback. And not just like a physical looks like, but... Oh, I guess I did make my... Damn it, I thought I'd put it to simulate. That's what I wanted to do so I could get a more honest feel for it. Well, again, Braun's at 92 now because he got over with the fans. Oh, he's got a man bun. Oh, we got to kick his ass. Man bun must die. Oh, no, it's a ponytail. But it's a high ponytail, which on a guy doesn't work either. If anybody out there listening to this has a man bun, take it away. Cut it off. Find a new style. Man buns are terrible. No, they don't update stats. Once they release it, that's it. You can update them yourself as long as you have the, I don't know, ooh, nice move right there. I don't know if it's the season pass or the accelerator, one of those things. Oh, Lars getting his ass kicked by Skinny Man here. You know, I never see anyone do that move. My thoughts on the new NWA. My thoughts are Billy Corgan needs to figure something out quickly because what he does well is promote the matches, but his problem is he's lost credibility and that his champion is terrible. He's 53 years old. So, for 53, he's awesome, but he's not good as a wrestler because he's 53 years old. And I know he's trying to have a series of matches now, it looks like. Where he gets them over with wins over somewhat recognizable names. And then he'll drop the title, I'm sure. He's going to have to drop the title. But I just think he's going to do himself a lot better if he puts it on a legitimate wrestler quickly and builds up from there. And now he's wasting time with Tommy Dreamer. I do like the Dreamer promo from House of Hardcore, because they are starting to get back together again, and I think Corgan's got the right idea of recreating the NWA where it legitimately is an affiliation of independence. And that would be something that'll work out well for everybody, because there are going to be wrestlers that also need a place to go once they're endeavored with the WWE. So we'll see. Right now, my thoughts are, though, that Billy Corgan needs to get the title off of Tim Storm sooner rather than later. That's my main thought. I think 81 for, well, again, you got to remember, Aleister Black was made over a year ago by 2K, who doesn't know dick about wrestling. And at that time, Aleister was just starting to come in and hadn't gotten there yet. So they were basing it on that. Yeah, going up against Tommy Dreamer doesn't do anyone any good. I mean, Tommy Dreamer is a great guy, but as he says himself, he's 46 and a fat ass. And his best days are behind him. He can still put on a decent match in an indie league, but if you're trying to build, you couldn't put the title on him. And you know he's not going to win the match. Really, I thought I timed that one better. Now, Larry didn't... oh, man, I'm going to lose. Lars got his ass whooped by Skinny Man with the man bun. Now, I'll say one thing. I'm not a big fan of Lars' finisher at all. I mean, it's an okay move to use. But as a finisher goes, if they're going to make him, you know, this Ryback Goldberg creation, then he's going to have to come up with a badder finisher than that. Which I may end up doing. And what is this flag he's got here? Oh, we're not going to see it? Okay. Zbyszko, I'm trying to remember, man. The best thing I can tell you is pull up a WCW Larry Zbyszko match on YouTube, because I honestly don't recall. And even if you went to the network, they have a lot of that music all blurted out now. No, I'm not, because I knew they were going to make him DLC. Anyone who debuts at WrestleMania you're lucky they're in the game. You got to remember, by WrestleMania, the majority of 2K19 will be done. I mean, they're already deep into the work on 2K19, and all the glitches are going to release with it. Yeah, I mean, I've said the same thing about putting the title on Cody Rhodes, for example, but I don't. Here's what my guess is: Corgan can't afford Rhodes yet. I think he's gonna have to go with a lesser known to possibly not known guy and build it up that way, and then eventually down the road Probably the same way he hasn't put it on Aldous yet, because even though Aldous ain't that great, he's okay. He's a whole lot better than Tim Storm as an option. But probably a little bit out of the budget range. Thanks, Aaron. I kind of borrowed a little bit of an idea from Smoky Mountain, and then just, I want to do something different. I've done a lot of black and white aprons and blues and reds and oranges. So I wanted something that I hadn't done at all. I was watching some Smoky Mountain on the network the other day, and I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. White, red and blue and stripes and all that, and that worked. Oh, actually, we were going to check something out here. Hold on. Let's get a look at Busy's Shelton Benjamin here. Community Creations downloads. It's probably going to be about 50 a month there, but we'll figure it out. Yo, Busy, just a word of advice. The reason I always use the One Nation hashtag on everything I do is nobody else does. So maybe you come up with like a One Busy or something like that as a hashtag, and then it'll go right to yours where nobody has to kind of try and figure out which one it is. Just makes it a little easier, that's all. Alright, let's go Shelton. Less than a week. I'm assuming you've uploaded it recently. And I don't know, did you say WWE or WWF? I'll put them both in, what the hell. They're a great show that talks about Smoky Mountain. No, I've not heard of that, Morgan. Sounds cool though. Alright, good. So I'll put in less than a week and we should be good. This is why I never like using two last names. Or two names in the search. It seems like it just doesn't take that very well. So let's just go with Shelton. That doesn't work. We'll go with Benjamin. But you see what I'm talking about? If you had a hashtag in there that's like One Busy, that would be like, bam, I'm there, and wouldn't have to. Is that him right there? Content by. Is that yours, Busy? It says OMG Gaming or something like that. I was happy to see that Paige made her return. Nope, not yours. All right. Is that it? Let's see. Busy. Wow, the tires look really sharp, man, I gotta tell you. Now, I haven't seen him, so I don't know what he's wearing, but I'm gonna bet that it looks like that. Solid detail, though. See, the problem with this, remember back in the day where the model would be right there up on the screen? You could see it, you could spin it around, it was 3D. And now with this thing, it's like they give you this front and back option, but it's so freaking small, you don't get to really see it until you download it. It looks good though. But from that thumbnail, it's like you can't get much detail out of the face, and I just wish that, you know, when you click on that you got the actual figure the way you have it in the creation mode. see. Got anything else going on here? Yeah, face sculpting can take a little time. Some guys are a lot easier than others to do. What's up, Cruz? Well, this search result this year is so much better than last year. But again, man, just keep in mind that if you put a very unique hashtag in there, and with your name you got that already covered, you know, you could put busy plays if you wanted to, and pretty much nobody else is going to have that in theirs. And then it just gets somebody that wants to download your stuff right to it. And one of the things I do like about this year, since we're messing with it, is that when you have a favorite, it actually means something. Last year's, you could favorite people, and it didn't do you any damn good. Whereas now, I can just go in here, and I'm going to go by... Nope, not that. I'm going to go by... what am I going by? I'm going to go most recent, let's say. Creator, I'm going to go with my featured favorites. So when I see a guy who makes something I really like, especially if it's an old school style wrestling, I'm like, good, somebody else is making old school wrestlers, because I'm seeing that it's a lot less people each year. Now I don't got to go hunting for individual names. It's like, bam, there it is, and now I can see what's going on. So these are two of mine. That's somebody else made that. Coco, I hadn't seen him yet, so that's a new one on me. Let's take a look at Coco. But again, from that thumbnail, can I tell you if that's a good Coco or not? No, man, I have to download it to figure it out. Oop, wrong button, though. Theo in the house. Yeah, I tell you what, Theo, I saw Paige come back, and then she brought in, well, what's the name? Sonya and, drawing a blank on Blondie's name there, but funny, she didn't win Tough Enough, but she's the one on the main roster and got the contract, and the other one's knocked up and done wrestling. I had hope for Sarah, I really did. I thought she was cute and had a little edge to her that would have been, it would have gone over kind of in a Bailey-like way, but yeah, I don't think she had the heart. Oh, they bring Liv Morgan up? That's not who I was talking about. Mandy Rose, that's who I was thinking about. So Liv Morgan's up. Good for her. I haven't seen her in a long time. Matter of fact, I stopped watching NXT shortly after she debuted. But I liked her even then. I thought she was kind of fun and cool. SmackDown. That's why I didn't see that one yet. I don't watch the shows. I just see whatever comes up on YouTube. That's only like 5 minutes of my life. Ruby Riot's in the house. Cool. Alright, let's get this preview here. Coco. Well, costume's definitely on point. Let me see. Which creator made it? Chromafly. Yeah, most of his stuff is pretty solid. Pretty sure he did the Hogan too, and I mean, again, the thumbnail's never really 100% accurate. I just wasn't in love. First off, why make Hogan? It's like a million people out there. Look at this. Any date. Most downloaded. There are some guys. The only reason I made a Hogan this year was because I knew nobody was going to do an 80s version of Hogan. And I'm talking like 83, 84. Well, well, yeah, I guess because everything gets tagged Hogan as well. But, right off the bat, we got 1, 2. Wow. That's wrong. Wait a minute. Oh, I put my suit. I know why. Hold on. Featured favorites. Let's go to any. There we go. I knew that was wrong. There we go. That's more like it. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 15, 17, 20, including his daughter, 20 and a half. So, I mean, it's like there is no shortage of Hulk Hogan creations. Why am I going to get into that? Just so I can get 30 downloads? I mean, I can get that with damn near anything. So, one of the things I always try to do is come up with somebody I think people are going to have an interest in, even if only a mild one. Even if you were to create an amazing Hulk Hogan right now, it's going to get buried with all of this content out there, which is sad.
Hogan, go it over, brother.
Yeah, that Tough Enough connection. Well, see, that's part of the other thing, Busy. You don't have to, when you get out early, like when the game releases and you put out Shelton Benjamin, who's not in the game, not going to be in the game, all the people that buy the game early on just start downloading the shit out of them because they want Sheldon Benjamin, and they don't either know how to make creations themselves or don't like the ones they make themselves and just want someone else's. And then by the time you put yours out there, A, a lot of them already have a Sheldon Benjamin, aren't looking for another one. Or B, when someone does a search like I just did for Hogan, do you think I'm going to go to the bottom of the list to try and find the lowest rated Hogan? Even though that might be the best one. It might be the one that just came out today. Like, I guarantee you, this guy here with 6 is going to be better than some of the ones up here. And they're all a little bit different in their own way. Like this one here, it could be the lighting, it's hard to see, but the jawline is completely inaccurate. His head kind of comes down to, looks like a light bulb almost. But that could just be the lighting, the way it's reflecting. Again, the thumbnails are terrible. They need to, like this one here, I don't know who it is, I'm not trying to poke or anything, but that doesn't look good at all. But let's give it a chance. Well, you see, that's the thing, you won't tell from the preview. Preview is not going to help it any. Although it does look better in the preview than the thumbnail, I'll give it that. Alright, but look at the Hulk Rules shirt. That doesn't look too good. Looks like he kind of did it himself. Body's a little bit too thick. But again, each his own, man. No, Jeff Hardy, Hogan has never been the #1 download. Jeff Hardy, with the exception of maybe 2 years where it was CM Punk, has routinely been the #1 created. And even as this year, knowing that he's coming out in the game because people don't want to wait for the DLC. Yeah, Busy, the best thing you can do is come up with a little catchy tag name. You know, one of the other things I've seen people do, which I think is kind of cheesy, is they'll use Smack Talks as a tag. Because as you guys probably know, Smack Talks features a lot of created content, and most of the stuff he puts out there is pretty good. And it's not necessarily that he made it, but he'll feature some other work. Matter of fact, I don't think he's ever put one out there that he's done. Maybe he has. But 99.9% of the time it's other people's work, and that he says, hey, this is really good, check it out. Tells you which platform it's on. And then people start putting hashtags on their work, Smack Talks, figuring they're looking for this guy's version of his creation under Smack Talks. But then it also draws them there. And the same thing with Hogan. A lot of people put Hogan in as a catch tagline, even though it's not Hogan they're working on. Now that I don't have a problem with. In other words, if I was going to make somebody like Morocco, I might use Hogan as a tagline because of the feud they had. And knowing that Hogan's going to get a lot of views, that would give Morocco an additional option of being seen. And somebody might say, oh yeah, I need him to fight somebody, and Morocco's a good choice. So, anyway, let's get back to the game and the new talents. Normal. You know, it's funny. I don't know if I did something wrong or what, but like I only tried it once. Wasn't able to upload a in-game character that I did an alternate attire for. So like Dusty Rhodes, for example. It wouldn't let me upload. It wouldn't even show me as an option, even though he's taking up one of my cost slots. But it looks like a lot of other people are doing it, so I know it can be done. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, and that's really the only one I had to work with anyway, and now I have no slots to work with, so it doesn't matter. The only reason I was even thinking about it is because when I was coming up with an idea earlier on how to escalate my account, my download count, so I can get the other slots open to put my old school wrestling stuff up, I realized it'd be a lot easier for me to get quick numbers by doing, you know, the last pay-per-view. I was actually thinking about it, and I still kind of am. You know what? Didn't start the match yet. Let's go, what's the guy's name that fought Aleister Black? Valentine, there you go. No, go this way. Let me see if anyone's got a solid Valentine. I probably waited way too long to get into this idea, but am I right? Creations, Community Showcase, that's what I want to download. Velveteen Dream. Let's see. I'm just gonna go with Velveteen. That'll make a pretty. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This guy's got so much potential that it makes me sad once he goes up to the main roster because they're gonna just destroy it. Well, looks like people have already come up with some pretty good options here. Wow, this one looks pretty sharp right here. Let's get a look-see here. Big here. He's looking over. So again, this guy with 9,000. Let's take a look at some stuff here. Stats time. So that was uploaded October 14th. Let's get a look at preview. Alright, so it is October 14th. Now let's skip down here a little bit more. Alright, well, I do kind of like that old Prince vibe that he's got going on. That Purple Rain thing. This one looks pretty good. Yeah, when you're doing a guy like this, you have to have two attires because he's got so much to choose from. I'm not in love with that one. Well, there's a few of them using that black top. I still, facially, I like this one a lot. You know what, Sarge, right now? Or SMG, I'm sorry. I think it was Sergeant for a second there, but Elite, I'm pretty good. The Murdoch was the one thing I needed, and then I finally just said, screw it, I'll make it myself. I figured it would have had somebody put one up. And I think probably they did. And if you weren't thinking about it, I would have done it myself, except, like I said, I couldn't find one made. And I was like, how is no one making one? And then I realized, no, they probably put him in as Dick Murdoch, and then the fucking game is going to just put asterisks throughout the name, and you're never going to find it. Yeah, I'm not feeling that one too much either. Well, it looks like in this case, well, this one, wait a minute, this might be. Well, it's not bad. I do like that whole Prince thing, though. Definitely feeling that. Well, in this case, it turns out that the one that's been around the longest probably is the best. It's got the moveset and everything going on. This guy definitely put some work into it. What else has he done? Not a whole lot else. Well, that explains it. Spent all his time on that. I mean, I'm half tempted. I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and download them. I got one slot free for the moment. Probably won't be able to keep them, unfortunately. I didn't realize he was in Tough Enough. He didn't. So who was he in Tough Enough? I'm guessing that was the last one that had the panel and all that crap where Hogan was on there and then got kicked off. Let's get a look at this boy, shall we? Put him in there against Scott Dawson. How's that? Remove, yes, no. Alright, well, 83 is a reasonable number. Patrick Clark. See, now you make me want to go and pull up old episodes and watch. I mean, everything they did with this guy so far has been really good. Good name. He's got a really good vibe and personality thing going on. And again, this is why NXT is so much more watchable a program. Forgot to switch the arena out. Oh, well. See, these are another couple guys that I really can get behind. I like them. But if I had my hands in the WWE, I can tell you right now, it'd be a huge shakeup. It'd be a lot. I mean, think about it. So you go to the main roster and then you're there for a decade. How many times do we see Big Show versus Kane? And then they repackage it a year later to do it again. Wow, they found some decent music. I don't even know what song this is, but... .6'2". Hopefully they didn't make him actually 6'2". See, the little things, like look right here how his elbow goes through the sleeve of his shirt. Well, just missed it a minute ago if you didn't see it. There's so many little things that annoy me about this year's game. When they wrestle, if they're wearing trunks, especially. The backside, upper waistband, their skin always breaks through. There's like these two little circles side by side where their flesh comes through the clothing. I'd have to see his entrance a little bit more to see how close that is. Thought he'd be a little more theatrical. Height-wise, he might be okay. Yeah, I'd say he's okay with the height. He was a 6-1 eliminated. Interesting. He's 6-1 eliminated, yet they put him in to NXT. Irish whip to the ropes, back out front, back elbow to the face. Yeah, that I remember. Because I remember thinking it was a tough call. I thought Mandy Rose had $1 million look. And I remember Miz really fucking things up when it came to her. And as much as I wanted Sarah to win just because she really seemed like a sweet girl and all that, and I thought she was cute as shit, I had that little feeling down inside. It's like, she just doesn't have... She's not going to last. You know, I knew she wasn't going to be around long, if at all. And I was right. She didn't even make it through her contract. Well, you gotta remember, Mandy, the way the show was done and edited and everything else, Mandy came across a bit of a bitch, where Sarah was the girl next door. I'll tell you what, I remember one episode in particular where Jericho was in her face because he didn't like her smiling all the time. Well, he didn't get to see a finisher, damn it. But it's an elbow drop, right? So. Not playing his music. Oh, there it goes. I would probably change his victory if I was going to be keeping him. That's not bad. What's up, Nadeo? Well, I don't know if I... It's like... There's nothing wrong with being the bad girl. I mean, friggin' Alexa Bliss, give me a fucking break. She's amazing. I love her so much because she's... Everything about her shouldn't work. She's 5'0" nothing. And she's one of the winningest champions in women's wrestling history already at such a young age in her career. She came out as a blue cheerleader, and she had some, fan following, and she got cheers and all that. She was cute as shit. And then they turned her heel, and I remember thinking, this is never gonna fucking work, man. It's a cute little blonde cheerleader. How's that supposed to work? And my God, she's got the best faces ever. I've never seen anyone do more with their face in wrestling than she does. Her looks are worth money, man. The glares, the little snarky smiles, and she's just got the whole facial thing down in a way that nobody else does. Alright, let's see. I'll do a ladder match, what the hell. Better yet, let's do this. Fatal 4-way. TLC. Oop, wrong. So Aleister Black. Drew. I hate Elias. Go with Lars. You know what? This will be the one time I use Elias. Yeah. Well, it's like I've been saying, I can't watch today's product anymore. I finally threw in the towel. I stopped trying. But what I was able to watch was the women's matches, because I thought they did a better job of telling the story. I thought they were just better, period. Everything about their product was better than the rest of the show. And we talk about repackaging and, it's old, it's stale. John Cena, who I respect John Cena. I know a lot of people hate on him and whatever. Look, the guy, has been loyal to the business, unlike a lot of other names I can mention. And he sells tickets. I mean, you can say what you want about him. He sells tickets. Is he the greatest technical wrestler ever? Hell no. But neither was Hogan. He did a pretty good career. He was the right guy, right time. And when you look at what he did outside the ring, especially with the Make-A-Wish and all that kind of stuff, he was about as legit a guy as you could ever want to know. But how many times you want to see him in a feud with The Miz? How many times you want to see him in a feud with Kane or anyone else for that matter? I mean, pick your poison there. I mean, he's wrestled everybody, but he's wrestled everybody multiple times. And even my favorite movie, I only want to watch so many times. I kind of like the way his font does that little thing there. So Aleister Black, he's got a good gimmick going. I mean, his entrance is pretty cool. That would have been a good one for the Brood if all three of them would have come into that sitting up position or standing up from a lay down position. That would have been cool for the Brood. Not that they didn't already have one of the coolest entrances ever. Yeah, well, we've all learned that Vince doesn't necessarily know how to pick them. Roman Reigns. Even putting the Shield back together, I don't know. Again, I don't watch it, so what can I say firsthand? But I feel like those three guys are done. They really need to... They would be gone. If I walked in the door tomorrow and I had complete control, they're gone. Almost everyone right now on the upper card is gone. Because they've been, at least for now, go away, go to some other promotions, and then come back and be fresh, and all of a sudden the fans missed you a little bit. And then we can get another 2-year run out of it. But right now, I know it doesn't work that way. They sign with these 5, 10-year contracts, whatever the fuck it is. It just gets old and tiresome. And now you've also, when you look at the Shield, I was never a really big Seth Rollins fan throughout Florida wrestling. Before it changed to NXT, didn't care much about him in NXT, or I always couldn't figure out why they were putting so much hype on him and putting belts on him. I really felt that it was being force-fed the same way Roman Reigns was. Then there was a period, briefly, where I kind of got this vibe that he was taking over the HBK role. Then he started injuring guys left and right with that fucking buckle bomb that... Why they kept doing it is beyond me. And I know people get hurt in this thing, but when several people get hurt and the common denominator is the guy they were in the ring with, I'm just saying. It's like Nia Jax. If I'm on the Divas roster, I ain't getting in the ring with that bitch. And if I do, I'm telling you right now, we're not doing any spots where she lifts me anywhere. She can club the shit out of me. She can drop the leg. She ain't picking me up. Exactly. That's what I said to my ex-girlfriend. I don't miss her yet, though. Didn't work that way. But I'm sure somewhere down the line that's going to happen. Unpredictable. That's funny as shit. What a nice way of saying it. I hear your finisher is unpredictable. Let's see. Is my insurance paid up? I have a match tonight with Alicia. Let's see. Unpredictable. What a nice way to say you hurt people. The Honky Tonk Man, the greatest intercontinental champion of all time. All these people won't see me out here. They won't hear the Honky Tonk Man sing. I loved his entrance, man. He had a great entrance. And you want to talk about heat? All he did was shove Elizabeth down, and that was legit, man. It looked good. She went down good. Strap on her thing popped off, as I recall. Who came up with this gimmick? Who said, hey, man, we're going to have you walk around like some street performer? Now, as a real life guy, honky tonk, I don't know, man. When I watch his shoots, there's days where I think he's pretty cool, and there's other days where I think he's a total dickhead. Not sure I'd ever want to see him. I'm not sure. I think he's okay with the fans. I don't know. Anyone had the pleasure of meeting Honky? See, I've always liked Alicia. Back when she was in Florida Championship and NXT. Well, I don't even know if she was NXT. But Florida Championship for sure. I remember, damn, she had the smokingest hot body ever. Well, it's all fun and games till somebody busts out that DDT. Louisville Gardens, wow. So how was he back then? Was he cool or was he a dick? Oh man, that would have been cool. Should have broke the table. See somebody throw someone through a table, that would have been badass. Steel chair to the head. Well, it's tables, ladders, and chairs, and we're covering 2 and 3 already. All right, we're going to have to make some predictions on this one. I'm going to go with Alistair. Alistair for the win. Yeah, it'd be, like I said, it seems like everything I see of him at different wrestling cons and stuff like that where he's signing, he seems like he's pretty cool with his fans. Oh, him and Lawler? That's his cousin, man. It's like they don't get along, or is... I had not heard that before. Yeah, sometimes family can be that way. I mean, you figure if he was just coming up back then and Lawler was already Lawler, maybe Lawler was giving him a hard time or some shit. No. Wonder what happened there. Anybody got a backstory about that, or? Alistair gonna make me the winner. I called it. Oh, look at this. On top of the ladder, somebody gonna get hurt. Somebody gonna get hurt. That's a long way down. Oh! Oh, look at this. Oh, man, I thought we were gonna do a power bomb or something good. Who's up there getting the cheap win? Drew's up there getting the cheap win. Yo, Lars, you might want to do something about this. Ooh, shiznit. Alistair working him over. Uh-oh, is he going to hit the table? Hit the table. Ah, boo. Yeah, when you got family working together, that's never good. I'm not saying there aren't examples where it works out, but as a rule, I'd say don't do it. The chosen one scales the ladder. Well, Drew's going to be sidelined for a little bit. Oh, you can't run two of them head to head when they're in the corner with a little table like that. Steel ladder right to the face, and Lars is down. Do not let this bum win. Anybody want to do something about him? Thank you. I can accept 3 out of the 4 winning. That's better. Drew McIntyre not going to let Lars have it. Uh-oh, it's taking you too long. It took you too long. Oh, he gave up on it? Wow. Oh, that thing should be like with only 1 notch left by now. McIntyre's got the briefcase. Will he be the Money in the Bank winner? No. Still waiting to see a finisher. Get the briefcase. Get the briefcase. That was my pick. Jeez, how long are you going to sit there and watch him? Freaking AI is amazing in this game. Lars looking to steal one. It's over. Carl Fergie. Well, I guess even with a 79, Lars can win some matches, so we'll see. Alright guys, it's going to be a short stream tonight. I just wanted to showcase the DLC a little bit and talk about this Rise promotion that I'm going to be introducing in the near future here on the Nation Network. Always fun to touch base with you guys in these open forums where we can have chats about the business in general. So, I appreciate you. We've seen some Velveteen. Got to take a look at some Shelton Benjamin. What's up, Bradley? Alright, well, I'm going to sign off for right now, but we'll be back with more from the Nation Network in the near future. Y'all take care, be safe, and I'll see you ringside.